Welcome to This Week in Fitness, where we crunch the latest fitness business headlines all in under 5 minutes. I'm your host, Krissy Vann, and here's what's making news. We begin with a major leadership move in Latin America. Brazil's Panobianco Academia has added former Planet Fitness CEO Chris Rondeau as a shareholder, board member, and strategic advisor. Rondeau spent 3 decades at Planet Fitness and helped grow it to more than 2,500 locations. Panobianco opened more than 160 clubs in 2025 and will close the year with over 400. The target for 2026 is 600 locations. From expansion to training behavior, Tonal's new State of Strength report shows Americans shifting toward shorter, more intentional workouts. Among 32,000 members, the most common session length is now 31 to 45 minutes, and 90% say they built more strength in less time. 70% train 3 to 5 days per week, and nearly 1 in 5 trains daily. The story is especially strong among older members. Boomers average 11 workouts a month, 37% more than Gen Z, and they're seeing significant gains, including a 25% improvement in deadlifts and 22% in bench press. The report also points to rising adoption of adaptive training, with 90% of users accepting Tonal's real-time weight recommendations. Hybrid training is also under the microscope. HYROX has released its first Sports Science Advisory Council report, offering the most detailed look yet at what drives performance in its races. The data confirms that running is the biggest predictor of overall time, with pacing mistakes and transition inefficiencies costing athletes the most. The council highlights technique breakdowns in movements such as the sled push, sled pull, and wall balls, and reinforces that hybrid performance depends on the integration of aerobic capacity and sustained strength, a theme shaping programming across gyms and coaching platforms. On the consumer front, ClassPass has published its 2025 Look-Back report, offering insight into how people moved and recovered this year. Pilates led global bookings for the 3rd straight year, up 66% with more than 27 million searches. Midday workouts surged too. Reservations between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. climbed 38% worldwide. Play-based fitness also boomed. Racquet-sports were up 111%, HYROX participation jumped 432%, and parkour rose 92%. At the premium end of the market, Equinox is expanding its partnership with Function, the clinical testing platform founded by Jeffrey Wu. Equinox members will now receive preferred access to Function's more than 160 advanced lab tests, supported by FDA-cleared AI. A new membership tier will cost $249 for the first year, subsidized by Equinox, and includes hormone and metabolic testing. Function also powers EQX ARC, Equinox's women's health program, providing full hormone panels to support more personalized training plans. The partnership signals the continued merging of fitness with clinical-grade insights as operators look to tie training more directly to internal health markers. Weight loss behavior remains a major pressure point for operators. A national survey from Shed shows 76% of Americans attempted weight loss this year, but fewer than 1/3 maintained results. Gen Z reported the most extreme patterns. 38% fasted for a full day or more, 1/3 tried 1,000-calorie diets, and 25% would consider purchasing GLP-1 injections online without a prescription. Influence channels are shifting as well. Among Gen Z, 43% rely on social media for GLP-1 information. Millennials remain the biggest spenders, and across all age groups, 47% say they don't trust the weight loss industry, yet nearly half still feel pressured to lose weight quickly. Meanwhile, Strava's Year in Sport report shows Gen Z leading a broader cultural shift from passive digital behavior toward movement-based community. Gen Z is 75% more likely than Gen X to say races and events motivate their training. They're also twice as likely to name weight training as their main sport. Club creation nearly quadrupled on the platform this year, reaching 1 million total clubs, with hiking and running clubs growing the fastest. Wearables remain central to Gen Z's spending plans, and 64% say they'd rather buy fitness gear than pay for a date, signaling where priorities and budgets are heading. GLP-1 normalization continues, not through advertising, but through personal relationships. New data from Rondeau shows that when people know someone on GLP-1, their perception shifts dramatically. More than half of those with a personal connection say their opinion improved this year, compared with just 9% of people who don't know anyone using the medications. Among people who view GLP-1s as smart and effective, 46% know someone on one. Millennials report the highest feelings of judgment, but Gen Z is the most supportive of GLP-1 use, underscoring a generational divide in openness and stigma. And in global policy news, the World Health Organization has released its first ever guideline on GLP-1 therapies for obesity. The WHO Director General said that obesity is a major global health challenge, and their new guidance recognizes that obesity is a chronic disease that can be treated with comprehensive and lifelong care. The guideline offers 2 conditional recommendations. GLP-1 therapies may be used for long-term management in adults with obesity, and medication should be paired with intensive behavioral support. But WHO warns that without manufacturing expansion and affordability measures, fewer than 10% of eligible people may have access by 2030. That's all for This Week in Fitness by ATFW. I'm your host, Krissy Vann, and remember, stay fit, stay informed, and keep your fitness business in shape.